come in. So you want to make sure.
I'll go get the lights. Lights are all the way back here. You got to go all the way through back here, and you want to turn the lights on. All the lights are on. Looks good.
So in order to turn the display case lights on, one of them is right over here on the wall.
It's in the back, in this room back here. And then you can also turn on the storage room with a light switch right there.
These display cases, the light is down below. There's a light switch down below to turn on this display. Right underneath the work table, you plug in this cord to turn on this display.
Now that we've turned on all the lights, let's let everybody know that we are open for business.
There's two open light up signs, one on this window, and there's a switch right at the top of it to turn it on. Second is on the other side of this building.
Come with me.
That window.
This one's pretty easy on this side of the building. There's a little light switch here along this beam. You just turn it on and off.
The last set of lights are here next to the register. A lot of lights in this place. And then you need to put the key in the register. The register key is in the far left drawer of this display. It's a lot of keys. Find the register one and put it in.
So when you come in, if it's super cold inside the building, you can put on your Lumen sweatshirt or your Lumen spirit wear.
Or your Lumen vest.
Or you could turn up the thermostat. That's right behind here on the wall next to the light switches.
In your banker bag, where the key for the building is also a Ziploc bag with your startup cash.
How much is in there typically?
Should always have $100, Brian. I'm glad you asked.
Small bills, right?
You want to try to have the small bills so that we have money for change. You want to have about $50 in ones, $40 in fives, and $10 in quarters.
And that should go in the register.
Yes, let's put it in the register, Brian.
All right, now that we have all the lights that are on, the cash is in the register, the open signs are turned on, but what if nobody comes in and we're just kind of standing here? What else can we do while we stand here?
There's a lot of things you can do. First things, you want to make sure, walk up and down the aisle and make sure there's no empty hangers.
I'm on that task. Just go down the line here and find empty hangers.
But while you're doing that, make sure you look to see if anything has fallen off the hangers. If there's anything along the floor, anything cluttering, you want to make sure everything. Oh, Brian, you missed one. This shirt was not all the way on the hanger.
Am I fired?
Well, you can't really fire a volunteer. Just do better next time.
All right, so I just need to find empty hangers that are just kind of here, huh? Oh, here's one. Look at that. That's easier than being a principal.
Go. The other thing we ask volunteers to do is to put out merchandise that's been donated. This is the closet where donated merchandise belongs. So we'll bring the box out to the work table and I'll show you what we do. So here, Brian, here's more work for you.
Okay.
So as you go through donations, if the donations are visibly broken and not really worthy of resale or just really old, we leave them, put them over in this box. So when you grab clothes out of the donation bucket, you want to make sure that they're good quality clothes to put out.
No, worn, torn, dirty, ring around the collar, pit stains.
Pit stains. Nothing worn, torn, dirty, ring around the collar, pit stains.
This is a family activity.
Oh,
So what do we do with the shirt when we're done? Like, how do we mark it?
There's a different color for every week that we're open. So this week, the color is yellow. So we want to attach a yellow card to every article of clothing before we put it on a hanger and put it out. There is a price list on the chart up above the door. So if you can attach it without putting a hole in the actual clothing, that's the best way to do it. Another way to do it is we can actually staple onto the tag, but make sure that you let the size of the clothing show. Staple it onto the tag.
Go.
So once you hang them up, we can hang all of the items that you're putting on hangers here, and then when you have a helper, your helper takes them from here to go put them in the correct department. men's shirts.
Okay, and that's over on this side over here, I
Yep,
think.
men's shirts.
This men's large is gonna go hang up here. Oh, look, an empty hanger. I love this job.
So after you've sorted, put out any donations, made sure there's no empty hangers, cleaned up the aisle so there's no extra clutter. If there's still time and you want something else to do, you can always go clean the bathroom.
I like hanger duty better.
Why are you here, Tate? I'm here because I like to spend time with my parents.
Well, I'm here because I'm trying to complete all of my 40 service hours that are required to graduate sophomore year.
Cool. Here, you can put away these women's pants.
Find everything you were looking for?
Yes, I did.
All right. So this will be $2, Tate. Thank you.
Yes.
So $2 cash. How you ring it in the register is 2 and the 00 key. And then if you hit 1, it brings up the $2 and then the green button to open the drawer.
Hey,
Hey, what'd you find,
you
Brian?
know that one of the reasons I love shopping here is because we find cool stuff while we're working.
Wow, this is an eclectic,
I figured,
grouping.
Yeah, a little camping, a little motorcycling, or snowmobiling, and maybe some martinis
Ooh.
later on. How about that, huh?
Date night. 6 or 7. It's $30 total.
Okay. I don't have enough cash. I can pay by credit card, right?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so how does that work?
So you take the credit card, turn on the credit card machine, put in the amount that you're going to charge, $30, hit charge, and then insert the credit card. It says, please remove card, authorized. So you remove the card, give it back to the customer, and they can get a receipt emailed, by text, or printed. How would you like your receipt?
I'll do a print receipt, please.
All right, we'll print it. You need to print a second receipt in order to put one receipt into the register. So to print the second receipt, we're gonna go to transactions, and this is the $30 transaction, and we're gonna print a new receipt. And you scroll up and get the paper receipt. So he gets a receipt. The second receipt goes in the register, and we still enter the amount that was sold, even though the sale was on the credit card machine. So I'm going to put a $30 sale, 3000. The 1 we'll put in the decimal place, and green button to open the register, and all the credit card receipts get saved as well. Thank you so much for supporting Lumen Christi High School.
Yeah, my understanding is that all proceeds go to support the school, every single dollar.
Every single dollar. This entire place is run by volunteers, so we're so grateful for the shoppers. Every dollar goes to Lumen Christi High School to the tune of over $1 million in the last 10 years.
That's amazing. Keep shopping, everybody.
Oh, this is a men's shirt. Don't you think this looks like a men's shirt?
Yeah, that's totally a men's shirt. I
Well,
think it's
these-
in the wrong area.
Yes, because this is women's shirts. I'll go take it over there.
Yeah, look what I found. 2 of them. 2 empty ones. Worn, torn, dirty. Bring around the collar. Hip stain. Oh, is it closing time?
Closing time.
Okay, I'll be right there. I've got a lot of hangers. Okay, so now it's closing time. What are we supposed to do? What's our tasks?
Well, the first thing you want to do is make sure that no boxes are left out over here, so you can start breaking down the boxes. When the garbage is full, we should take it out to the dumpster in the parking lot. And when you have a student volunteer, that's a great job for them. Tate, would you mind taking this down to the student to the trash can? So now that it's 7 o'clock, we want to make sure that the doors are locked so no more customers come in while we ring out the cash register. Can you go lock the front door? And then on the back door, make sure the deadbolt is locked.
I checked that one, and I made sure there's no one else in the store.
Good.
So, Trace, we turn the lights off when we close up?
First, you want to make sure all the open signs get turned off so that we can count the register and close that up. So let's make sure everything's closed.
All right, I'll get this one over here.
In order to close the attic for the night and close out the register, the first thing you need to do is close the credit card machine. So to do this, you want to slide and get to reports. From reports, you go to sales. Then you want to click on the date, today's date. when you get to the calendar, at the bottom it says all day. We don't want to close out all day because they've already closed out the day shift. So we want to close out from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m., which is what time the parent volunteers are here. So from 3 p.m., and we can leave it at 8 p.m. actually, because there's no sales after 7. Say done. And then print this report. Print. Remember, after you do this, to go back and change the time to all day so that it's ready for Saturday. The second step in closing the register is to actually remove all the money from the register. So by hitting the green button, that will open the cash register drawer. And we're just gonna take all of the credit card slips and all of the cash out to count it. When you have all of the credit card receipts, you wanna add them all together, and they should match the dollar amount that you had when you printed out the printout from the credit card machine. That number gets written on the cash transmittal bag under credit card. With the cash out of the register, you want to separate $100 for startup money for the next day's sales. The startup money needs to be smallest bills possible. So ideally, you have $50 in ones, you have $40 in fives, and then $10 in quarters. This money will be put into a Ziploc bag that we have here by the banker bag, and that will be set aside for tomorrow's startup.
Okay, so now that you set aside the startup cash, $100, I will count the remaining cash, and I can think this is the profit for the school. I counted $42.50. You should count it to double check.
20, that amount goes on the cash transmittal bag under currency, $42.50. Then that goes into, the cash goes into that bag, as well as the credit card receipts. We
Sign
also
this.
have to put the Z-tape in there. Wait, the Z-tape goes in there as well, Brian.
Okay.
After you've taken out the cash, in order to reconcile the amount that is in the register and how much cash you have, you run an X tape. So you turn the register key to X and hit the green button. Once you have the X tape, you want to make sure that the amount on the X tape matches the amount that you have on your cash transmittal bag. If it doesn't match, try to figure out where the discrepancy is. Maybe you ran a credit card but forgot to put that number into the register. If you can't figure out the discrepancy, just write a note on the cash transmittal bag of the discrepancy. In order to get the Z tape, or the total amount of the night, you want to take the register key and turn it to Z and hit the green button. That tape at the end will have the total amount made, which should match the amount of money that we have in the cash transmittal bag. So now the Z tape goes into that cash transmittal bag, and we seal it, and both of us sign it.
Make sure we put the date on it too, right?
And the date, correct.
Today is the 12th of February, 21. Make sure we put down that it's the attic, and I will sign.
Finally, you take the cash startup that we had here, including all the change, and we put it into the Ziploc bag. This Ziploc bag goes into the banker bag. The cash transmittal bag, which is our deposit, with our $217, which I might add, is another $217 for the school.
Well done.
For an easy 4 hours of work. Not a lot of fundraisers make over $50 an hour. We'll put that in the bag. The keys for the register get taken out and put into this far left drawer.
Where are the keys for the attic?
The key for the attic is already in here from earlier. So
Okay,
you
so
want to
I'll
make
look at it.
sure the key for the door is in here with the 2 different bags of money. The last thing you want to do is take the calendar from up next to the microwave, and you want to write the amount that you made on the second half of the day.
Okay, Trace, I'm turning the lights off back here.
Sounds good.
Look at that. Found hangers even in the dark.
Don't forget to bring the open signs in from outside. Student volunteers got one of them. Thanks, Tate. And they stay right here in the foyer.
Make sure you grab all of them. Right here, Tim. All right, so we check to make sure the door is locked.
It's locked.
So we're gonna go drop this off where it's supposed to go.
Yep.
And then you want to go catch a dinner and a drink with me?
Date night.
Date night.